Hey, good morning everybody, and it's a really very early morning. In fact, I'll just leave these lights on. I have come up to our favourite castle. As you see, it's only 20 to 6, but I love to come up here and just watch the sunrise some mornings, and I just thought I would like to share these few moments with you. It is so very peaceful up here. Isn't that just beautiful? I don't know if you can just make out the farm, the fields just coming into view down there as the sun rises. I'll stay here for another 5 minutes, I think. It's a shame we don't have any nice soft instrumental music, and you could have listened to that instead of me during these moments. Yeah. And there we go. That was the sunrise from this beautiful spot up here. And we are going to head back down now. 6 o'clock, time to feed the animals. Yeah, we've released this big boy here out to go feed the animals in today. We'll see how it goes. And I'll let you know later, because given that you just had to see us feeding animals yesterday, I'm not going to make you feed. Not going to make you feed. Not going to make you watch us do it again today. So I'll be back in a bit once the animals have been fed. Hi, Well, you'll probably see from what I've done to this bit of the clip what's happened again. Right, so we're looking at the weather forecast because, as you know, we've got 2 days left of spring and then we're into the summer. And early summer is usually when I cut the grass for hay and silage. Now, it doesn't matter so much for silage, but certainly for hay, we do need to have a couple of dry days. So today, Saturday, is going to be raining overnight. I can cope with that, but Sunday's not looking great. I'm hoping that's going to change. Monday's fine. If we get, depending on how much rain we get on Sunday, we might be able to, what time it stops, we might be able to ted it and let it dry and collect it on Monday. But if we get a lot of rain on Sunday, we're in trouble. But it's showing sunshine and showers at the moment, so fingers crossed. That's what it is, or the forecast can change and it'll get a bit better. So it's not brilliant. If I don't get it hay done that time of year, it's much more difficult in the autumn trying to get hay cut in because it generally is wetter then. And so we'll just have to wait and see what happens there, I think, and let's hope we're okay. So we need to sell some wool today. The prices dropped a little bit from yesterday. When I looked at this yesterday, it was showing today was going to be the better price, but it's actually a little bit less. And that's what happens with these economic forecasts. They're never spot on, They can fluctuate, and unless I keep a close eye on things, I can miss. But it's just a tiny wee bit of a drop, so we'll not worry about it too much. We don't get an awful lot for wool. So we'll head down to the sheep now. I left the tractor over in the yard, the wee one. I think we should think of possibly running a wee bit to get there a bit quicker. Run off some of that pastries I ate yesterday. I haven't had time to go up to the coffee shop this morning. Might pop up there at lunchtime, we'll see. Really shouldn't. So nice. Do such excellent coffee as well. So, right, we need to get, you can already see there's some hay bales on that one, so that's the one that we want. The grey coloured one here. My reversion's not the best, as you can see, but hopefully that's good enough for us and it'll allow us to hook it from there. Either that, we'll just have to try and line up a bit better. So of course the other thing we're looking to do today, as you can see it's 12 degrees just now, is to get some crop sown, and we're looking at sowing one of the larger fields, or the largest field left at the moment, with corn. So yeah, we might get onto that a bit later on. One of the workers took the tractor and the planter up there a little bit earlier today, so all ready for me to pop up and show you just how bad I am at sowing things, although I did okay in that wee field the other day there, so okay, here we are. So I've really got some wellness, as you can see. This is a really good machine that actually auto loads the bales in. Wouldn't really do this in real life, obviously. So I'll get these in. Some of these bales, well, I've got the, as you can see, I've got the forks on the front, and that's to bring the bales out a bit. I can get the ones at the very front, but I can't get the ones at the back. I can't get in there and I can't get close enough, so I do need to pull them forward to allow me to get into it. So, yep, here we go, that's that. The one thing I did forget to do when I was up on the on the laptop was to check the price of this wool and where I'm going to decide where I'm going to be selling it. I'll pop back up to the farm, jump on the laptop and have a quick look at that. Sorry about that, that was my phone there. Right, let me just jump in here, if you did hear it. I think I've got it placed. Right, okay, so prices for wool, let's have a look. So, spinery, they're still going up, so the best looking prices at the moment is looking like the vehicle shop grains. It could just be, so we'll be taking a wool there just now. I do wonder if, because we missed yesterday's prices, that the spinery got quite a lot of wool in and so their prices have dropped a little bit. Supply and demand and all that, you know. So that could be that. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on them because they are going up though, so we might actually get some sold there later today. But vehicle grain shops is where we're going, so which is the main shop that we tend to get our equipment and that, lease our equipment and buy our equipment from. So back this way again we go. Now you may remember yesterday I mentioned that the staff and I were going to the new local inn for lunch. We were getting a free lunch as repayment for helping with the little project at the campsite with the wood and things. I won't say too much at the moment about that because I want to talk to you about that in a few minutes time once we've got this wool done and dusted. So yeah, I should have tooted as I went past the office there. Yeah, farm managers, she's doing a great job. Definitely fitting in really well. Okay, so I'm hoping not to have to manually unload this. I'm hoping it's going to take it straight off the back of the trailer. And yes, it is. It's good. We tend not to get a lot of money for wool. You know, for this is about 8,000 litres. We'll get about 6,000-ish. Between £6,000 and £7,000 we normally get. So that's what I'm pretty much expecting, just over 6,000 today. So yeah, but we haven't really started producing a lot of wool as yet. As the numbers increase in the pastures, we'll produce a bit more and we'll get a bit more money back. So yeah, but I mean the sheep are quite easy to look after. They don't really cost anything. I mean I give them hay, but ideally you could just give them grass. I just think it's better giving them hay. I just think there's more nutrients in hay than just the grass. So yeah, so we're going to head back down to where the sheep are now and we will drop off this trailer in the front forks bits, and after that we'll start and we'll come back to that this afternoon I think and look to try and sell some more wool because tomorrow's the last day that they'll produce wool anyway. So and the prices dropped quite drastically after today, so I want to try and sell as much, well, pretty much everything that they've produced up to today. Good grief! I would like to get sold today, and anything they produce tomorrow, we'll likely store that and wait for the prices to come back up again. Either later in the year or even into next year. But there you go. Right then. So, what's next? Do you not wonder? Let's go and see. Right. Okay. So I'll take you to see what it is I want you to check out today. Now, you may remember yesterday that I mentioned that myself and the staff were all going down to the local inn to have lunch, and it was really nice. We were there for a good couple of hours, which, you know, as I say, we're quiet at the spring, so we could afford the time. So we had a really nice lunch and a couple of games of pool, and then we got chatting to the owners. Now, they were looking for potatoes, and we don't actually grow potatoes here on the farm because it's quite time consuming and expensive. So what we suggested to them is, if they wanted to source them locally, that they maybe could look at growing some themselves. At which point they also said that they were looking to be setting up a cooking school, which makes sense. I mean, as I say, they've got a really great chef there, and so having some stuff that they could just pop out and get and grow themselves would be great. So they own a little bit of land just out the back of the inn here, so they asked us again to help out. And so staff came up here yesterday and they started prepping an area for sowing. And so that's what we have here. Anyway, just jump out here. So the staff came up here and they prepped the land here. So we've got 3 strips here, you know, not too big, because they are going to have to, you know, manage it themselves throughout the year. So they've asked if we would help us put in some potatoes. So we looked around because obviously we didn't want a large planter just for something this size, because, you know, it could be quite expensive. We didn't want to have too many costs to put in. So for them, you know, I think, you know, if you're looking at the field planters, you know, they're quite expensive for something this size. It's not worth it. So we had a look around and spoke to stores, and they came up with this one here. You see, we've already got some potatoes in it, and it's basically designed for, you know, small bits like this. And it's something like, I think it costs us something which we'll get back from the hotel and food, like £70 odd to rent. So that was really quite good. And then we've got this here. We've got some sacks of seed potatoes. As I say, we've got already some in there. I wasn't quite sure how many we would need, so I've put some in there. So I'll finish filling that up because I think it should take the other one as well. And then we will get sowing on this field. Right. I've not used this particular sower before, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So I'll just come around here. So we're putting potatoes in one of these strips, but not in all, obviously. We're going to put a little bit of corn in one of the others. They will then, when it's ready for, you know, they can come out and, you know, just take some ears fresh in. That way we won't be harvesting or anything for them. We have also sourced a small little machine we could use for harvesting of the potatoes as well, which we'll see how that goes too. And yeah, let's do it and see how it all goes. So yeah, so we'll do this strip and one other strip with corn, and we'll leave one strip because potatoes takes quite a lot out of the soil, and next year we'll probably just leave it. Well, we would be suggesting, we have suggested to the owners to leave it fallow for, and this is different, fallow for, it's quite good actually, fallow for a year after they've sown the potatoes, so that you give the ground a little bit of a chance to recover. So yep. It's not going to take hardly any at all. I wonder if I can get them back. So yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to show you. I'm not quite sure it did all the way up to the top there. Let's come out to card outside. Oh, that's fine actually, that's just great. So, yeah, that took hardly anything. I think one sack of potatoes would have been fine. I don't know if I can empty this out. Did not. But never mind, so I'll just leave that there just now. So we're quite happy with that. And so that's that little project done, that's the potatoes in. It will need some fertiliser. They could probably do that. Something that size they can just do by hand. We'll bring them up a bag and let them get their fertilised. The staff yesterday did, when they were preparing the field, did do some fertilising on it. So yeah, I'll come back in a bit and put the corn on it and one of the other strips. So yeah, so we're going to get a few more meals out of it. The staff are quite happy with that because they definitely really enjoyed their lunch yesterday. And yeah, grand. So we'll take this tractor back and then I'll drive up over to the cornfield and we can start doing some sowing up there, and then we might come back. We might then let one of the workers finish it off. I'm going to put in the headland, and at least I put in the headland and then maybe just let one of the workers finish it off, we'll see. And then come back and sort out the sheep a bit more. Yeah. And as I say, we'll get that other strip sown with corn as well. So yeah, so now the local inn will have their own source of locally produced seed potatoes. So yeah, and the seed potatoes, I can't actually remember how much they cost. I don't think they were that expensive. I should put this tractor somewhere other than in my front of my house, but rear now. I'll fix it later. Right, okay, so here we go. Get on the right side. And head off and can we start getting the corn then. So we'll probably sow the big field of corn today because that'll take a wee bit of time, and then maybe finish up the others tomorrow. So yeah, he's going to be a bit touch and go. I mean, we're not too bad for, and I've still got to make up some TMR. I keep forgetting to make TMR. We are starting to run low. I've maybe got enough to get me into summer. That was the other thing I meant to do as soon as I finished feeding the animals this morning. Ah well, it's not going anywhere. Right, I think it should be up here. I took the tractor up earlier. Here we go. I'm probably going to be parked somewhere. It's not a good place to park, so I'll just quickly come up to the top here out the road and get off my butt and walk a little bit. Right, so first of all, I'll just disconnect that. And we want corn and fold it. And let's try and straighten up a little bit here. Hopefully that's enough. Load it, turn it on, and press start. And there we go. I'm just trying to get right to the edge there. Try and keep reasonably straight, but it's just, I was well chuffed with a small field I sowed the other day there. So, you know, it's quite nice to do this. I'm trying to remember now if one of the fields is needing slurry put on it today, so I might get one of the other workers to do that. Or I can leave it till tomorrow and you can see me putting slurry on it. Not slurry, digestive. Yeah, use a slurry tank. It works just as well with that. It does both slurry and digestive. So hopefully putting this header in will help out. We had a bit of a one of the workers got a bit carried away yesterday when they were sowing the sunflower field, and carried on and did the field next to it because they saw it was cultivated, and then so and without thinking we just carried on and sowed the second field, and so we then had to cultivate it again because of course it's one of the fields that's going to be sitting fallow this year, so it wasn't like we could just go, oh no, let's just leave it. It's a completely different rotation in that field as well, so yeah, it was it happens sometimes, and so we just, well, I say we, and I got the worker very embarrassed feeling went out and just cultivated over it and sprayed it to hopefully that we would get sunflowers coming up in the field. This was the one that I mean it's easily done. I mean I was getting confused with this field the other day there and couldn't remember if it was corn, sugar beet, saying it was sugar beet and corn and sugar beet and corn. And of course it's most definitely corn this year. Sugar beet next year though. It will be definitely sugar beet in this field next year. It's quite therapeutic just doing this little job actually. I'm tempted just to carry on, and I actually might just carry on for a few more minutes anyway. Before I need to go and I'll do TMR. Yep. Try and maybe overlap it a little bit so that missing bits can be a bit of a pain. So yeah, this is quite, as you can see, it's going to be quite a sizable cornfield, and this will, as we said before, we use the forage harvester, and we take the whole plant, we just completely biomass it, so to speak, and it just goes to the biogas plant, and it gets to become a bit of digestate and silage basically, and yeah, it's, we sell it and yeah, and get some digestate into the bargain, so it's all good. I think I got to the very end there. Wage payment? Oh yeah. See if I can just come in cab view briefly. I'm too scared that I'm going to miss a bit from cab view because I can't really see too well from here. I've got the mirrors, but yeah, very outside camera. And I'm doing stuff like this, and you can actually see that I have actually missed bits. And I'm doing so again. So I should just overlap a little bit more. I'll come back and get those bits shortly. Oh dear. There I was thinking I was doing really well. Possibly I should leave this to a worker. First of all, I'll go and get the bits I've missed. It'd be fair to leave them with my mess. I do wonder if I should double up the head. There should be enough space for them to turn up here without having to. Jamie. I mean, it'll probably be alright, but just to be on the safe side. To widen, I shouldn't have to widen the headland anymore for that top bit. Hopefully that's enough for them to be able to turn. It was enough for me to turn, so it should be enough for them to turn. Right. I'll just leave it running down here. I could have done the edge of it as well. Yeah, thankfully, because this machine will only sew the gaps, so it's not too bad. I just think I should come out to the edge a bit more here. Right, okay, I think that's most of it. So we'll leave the work area good over that to start. They're used to my terrible driving anyway, so yep. Oh yeah, it's going to need quite a bit of another gap. So I'm just going to bring it to here, and hopefully come out of there, and hopefully the worker will be able, they'll be up shortly, they'll be able to yeah, do that. Right, I think they're here, and they're off, and hopefully, well, they will make a better job of it. And there's no other field beside it which they can sow, so they should be fine. Right, so we'll head back to the farm and look at making some TMR up, and then I'll also, because I've got to go by the house anyway, check the prices see what the sheepsville's doing, to see if the prices are going up much more in the spinery than they were earlier when we looked at it. It'd be interesting when I'm playing this back, because I do wonder if, because I've turned down the vehicle sound even further, and I don't know now if it's a bit too quiet in some of the vehicles. Yeah. It's all a learning curve. Okay, let's not run over any cows. I'll probably just, for safety, go up on the left hand side. Doesn't that lorry look really nice though? It really does look nice. I suspect if I get any, I would get the one we had yesterday though. I mean, that one's more expensive, but it's not got any more power to it. And this little beastie here is really good for power. And it's small but powerful. Right, there we go. I think you may have seen me doing this before on the day on the forum videos. I have a funny feeling you did see me do this. I've got to pick up that line at some point as well. Get it into the storage. Now then. Total trust, I think that's 57,000 left. It's probably just a couple of days worth there. I need to remember. So silage, one load of silage. There we go. That one, and then we just get the same again in hay. I just do a straight 50-50 mix. It's So for me it's just the simplest way of doing it. You can put less hay and silage in and bulk it up with straw if you wish, but yeah, I've got enough. But I need to certainly get some out of here and into TMR so that I can we hopefully get some hay in a couple of days' time, that I can get that in here, and silage too probably. I still have some silage which I think will be ready tomorrow if I remember right, that we did yesterday. These days are all becoming into one. I'll put this load in and then I'll go on and take it out. I think this holds 220 or 250, so, but I tend to put a couple of loads in and then keep it nice and simple that way. And then offload this into silo. Use that big mix it up and it'll be grand. I don't know if I'm getting better or worse at this recording lark, I have to say. I'm having fun doing it though, so as bad as it is, I keep making really rookie mistakes. Well, not here to say it's unlisted, so unless I've got the link. So, right, so there we go, 140,000 units total beach ration, which makes perfect sense given we've just put equivalent in hay and silage. This thing, I tried to get up that ladder, failed. But, you know. I'm not sure if that's working. It could be just it's too bright. Yeah, that's the first load done. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh yeah, it is. It's just too bright. It says 70,000 on it. Right, let's go and offload this one and come back for another one, and then we'll make another with a TMR. Oh, I probably should have came a bit more further forward. Let's just do that quickly. Don't like it if I'm too far back. So we're heading up to 1.5 million there, so I'm quite chuffed with that. Oh, that was a bit iffy. I'll probably spend some of that in putting in the water for the sheeps. I'm not sure if I record that or not. It can be quite a lengthy process. Fiddly process, and one which, yeah, check in terms of making mistakes. Right, here we go, and kind of lost track of how long this video is going to be, so I'll probably finish this bit up in about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go and look at just what the time is of this. So I think it should be around my usual time. But yeah, there's part of it. Once more, I have to do a voiceover on. Right, let's see if I get this right this time. Forward, keep coming forward, and back a little bit. Stop, and the float there, and that should be just fine. And then we'll reverse back and get another load of hair silage. I think it'll be hair first to come now. There we go. I'll probably be able to do 3 lots. I think I'll double check the numbers once I've done this lot. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, maybe a slightly less. So that'll be grand. Give me a bit more space, because the other option, I guess, would be to put down a second silo, and I don't really have a need for a second silo as yet, if at all. I'd rather not. I mean, the only thing that sort of pushes the boundaries in terms of storage is the sugar beet. When I do the big field, when I get about 600,000 odd litres out of that, and my storage only holds 500,000, but then I just put it straight into the biogas plant. So, and it's a fixed price in there, so you know, you don't have to worry about price fluctuations in the biogas plant. It's the one thing that's you know, the price is fixed, and yeah, so you know, I can sell stuff there all year round if I had a need to. I'm getting concerned I've kind of gone too quiet on the vehicle background noise now. I didn't quieten the environmental noise, so hopefully that's... I'm in the truck just now, so you're not going to hear it, but hopefully that's okay. I'm looking at time, and it's 11:28 farm time, so I think we're going to stop in a couple of minutes, about 1:30. So thanks again for joining us today and watching. I'll get some stuff lined up for tomorrow, hopefully, for us, and yeah, hopefully you'll want to tune in again, and we'll see you then. Goodbye, folks. Thanks.